Closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
Hey everybody, it's Zach, aka Zach's Reviews. We are back again with another video, and guys, it was All-American Day. It was another great episode, as you all know. It was a very it's like every episode of All-American, you just need to expect it's gonna be you're gonna get in your feels. And this episode, there's just a lot that happened with Jordan and and Spencer. There was just a lot happening. I feel like they were the two main focuses of the story. Actually, even Liv and even I would say Coop. I mean, I'd say they were like the main people of the story of today's story. But I would say that Spencer and I'd say Jordan had the biggest time to shine, I would say, out of the episode with, because we get into more of Jordan's, concussion. And I'm going to be totally honest, I forgot about his concussion storyline. I totally forgot how he took the nausea medicine and, he was pushing through his concussion. I totally forgot about that. So that actually came around this episode again. But we start off the episode with, it's after homecoming. And, you see everybody meeting up at the coffee shop. You see JJ, you see Asher, you see Jordan, you see Spencer, you see Chris. They're all there, and essentially, JJ is, he got Homecoming King, and he's going around the place, so yeah, I got Homecoming King, guys. He's like, it's over, you can take that off. And he's like, why would I want to do that? And, JJ is so funny, and he's such a nice dude. And I do feel bad, because he's really trying to get attention, from, I forget her name, but, the girl that, Asher was with over the summertime. Like, he's trying to get her attention, and he's trying to date her. And I feel bad because, Asher knows he spent the summer with her, and, and he kind of knows, even though he told her that he doesn't really want a relationship with her, she still likes him and does not like JJ. And I really do wish that Asher should have told, JJ, they had some, history over the summer. Nothing happened, of course, but, I mean, he should have let him know instead of leading him astray, making him look like a fool of himself, because, that all comes around where, JJ's like, you made me feel like made me feel a fool of myself. Like, me thinking that, I actually had a chance with her and I asked you to do me a favor and talk to her. And, essentially he just feels betrayed. And we really see more of their dynamic on the field of their, the last game they have, the Beverly Eagles are still good, regardless if they lose a game. But the Crenshaw really needed to pull a win in this last game for them to go to the championships, and they actually did. Spencer really was in the zone. And the whole lead up to that is we first hear that when he goes to see Corey that or not Corey, Billy. He sees Billy and he's like, all the kids passed, but he says, of course, he made it sound like the kids weren't passing to play in the homecoming game, but they all passed, and they're firing on all cylinders. They're all gonna he's like, this is it, guys. We have to give it our all. We have to either nut up or shut up. It's go time. We have to leave it all on the field to stay and get into the championships. And what I love the most is we get to hear a little bit more about Corey's, what he's done for the school. He actually had a record of 7 touchdowns in their homecoming game years ago. And, essentially Spencer ends up almost breaking that record in his homecoming game. And what was so funny is, when Billy's explaining it, how, Corey was in the zone, I must have been on everything must have been in slow-mo for him. I guess he was so in the zone that, because he was able to pull off 7 touchdowns in the game and make a record for the school that no one's beaten before. And the second to really get Spencer, really, firing on all cylinders, we see the moment where Billy even says to Spencer, about, his father, when he sees him earlier before the game, that, I'm going to make people remember your father, and, there's something special we're going to be doing at the halftime. And it's what was really special is that Billy retired Corey's number 5 and put number 5 and Corey's name on the field. And I feel like that was what really made Spencer fire on all cylinders, is that, so much progress has been made between, Billy and, Corey before, Corey died. And I feel like Spencer seeing that, and he was almost, he's feeling like his father is getting the respect he deserves. And, because Corey felt like, he would have never made a mark on the school because, after, in season 2, when Billy got the field named after him, Corey was pissed that, I'd done so much for the school, and, no one's gonna, I didn't get to go to the NFL, and now you want to get to go to the NFL, and you get a field named after you, and I'm just left in the dust, and no one's gonna remember me and remember my legacy. But he even said to Spencer, people remember Corey's legacy, and they'll remember yours too. And the second that, Spencer had a chance to break his dad's record, he kneeled down on the number 5 on the field and literally said he's going to be, and they all asked, Chris was like, what's Spencer doing? He's like, he's going to be sharing the record with his dad. And that was really special. That made me tear up, when, Billy retired Corey's number, and you hear the music, you see, the number 5 with Corey James on it, and it made me tear up. This show really hits all cylinders every single time. It just, it literally, when you watch this show, you better, bring a box of tissues, literally. Like, this show is so good. It hits all emotions. It hits every single, level of life, literally. It hits everything. And it's just a great show. And, we get more, of course, as we know, where they're bouncing back and forth between games. Jordan, yeah, he, was still going through his concussion. And we see a little bit more of that when I kind of realized, oh, crap, he still has his concussion. Is when, JJ and Asher are having that, JJ's confronting Asher about, oh, did you talk to her? And he's like, Asher's like, she doesn't like you, man. And he's like, who does she like then? And he's like, oh, you? And what exactly happened over the summer? And he was like, felt betrayed from Asher, that, he felt like, Asher screwed him over and made him feel like a fool, which Asher kind of did. He should have told JJ sooner that, that's what, because I do feel bad for JJ. It's like JJ gets no respect, and I do feel bad. He's literally the coolest, nicest dude ever. I would love to have JJ as a friend, honestly. Like, let's give some love to JJ in the comments, guys, because JJ, I feel bad for him. He's just trying to be a positive dude, a fun dude, a supportive dude. To anything happens, he's really supportive, and I just feel bad for the dude. He can never catch a win. So, after that moment, we see JJ slam the locker. Jordan's like all like dizzy, and you can see how he's like, and he hears ringing in his ears because he still has his concussion. And I'm like, oh, dude, this isn't going to be good. That's why he, in the promo for, of last week's episode, for this week's episode, we see Jordan laying on the field, and essentially, but before that happens, the jerk that delivers the blow is, of course, Simone's, actual baby daddy, essentially. So I forget the dude's name because I don't like the dude, and I just think the dude's not important to remember the dude's name. So let me know down in the comments below what the dude's name is, but all I know is that dude's a jerk, literally a jerk. And I'm like, right when he was outside, rolling up with, I feel bad, but I forget the other dude's name, but he's been in the season 1 and season 2, but literally though, I was actually, no, I'm just gonna look their names up real quick because honestly, I want to know. So I'm gonna look them up real quick. But honestly though, it just annoyed the crap out of me when this dude had the nerve to show up, talk smack. And I knew right away, I'm like, dude, you better leave, because when Jordan sees you, man, he's not going to be happy. And essentially, he wasn't. And of course, they were both, the one guy that was with, Crenshaw at one point, he's making fun of, Spencer saying, oh, I have so many offers. How many offers do you have, Spencer? And the other dude's like, oh, it's nice to see you, Simone. And the dude was just a dickhead. And essentially, I knew that they were going to go against them. I knew the Beverly Eagles were going to go against that team that the dude was on. And I knew he was going to be the one that did the final blow to Jordan, and he did. So, and I just don't like that dude. He's a piece of crap, and he was offsides, I think, and that's how he was able to hit Jordan, I think. But no one saw that. But dude, that annoyed the crap out of me when that happened. I was pissed. But I'm just trying to find. Cameron. His name is Cameron. Yeah, Cameron was talking smack with. I'm going to find the other dude's name that's in the show that is the father of Simone's baby. I just don't remember the man's name. I'm going to be totally honest. Trying to find it. or is this Dane? Yeah, his name is Dane. Or Dan, or Dane, I don't know, but literally though, yeah, they're pieces of crap. So, and it's like funny because every time I think, Cameron is like matured, he ends up being a jerk, literally, like the next moment. So, he's just, all in it for himself, but, in some ways you can't blame him for it because, he's trying to make his future bright and he's trying to do stuff Cameron and make it to the NFL and he's not letting people stand in his way. And essentially, I feel like, Spencer's taking a little bit from, sort of some of that advice because he's trying to, in a way he's still caring for people, but he's trying to really take care of himself and go achieve his dreams, worry about himself a lot more, focus on himself a lot more. So I feel like in a way, they're on the same path, but Cameron is just all in it for himself, not giving a crap half the time, but some moments he does give a crap. I don't know, but either way, I don't know, guys. This was just another great episode. When we see Jordan in the hospital, that's of course we get a moment between Laura and of course Simone, and Simone just blurts out, a wife beats a mother in this situation. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, you just told Billy. And you just told Laura that you are married to Jordan. And I'm like, oh crap, I wonder how this is going to go. And essentially, I don't understand why Laura does not like Simone. I'm still trying to grasp that in a sense. I mean, she's probably still protective of, Jordan because it is her son. And, Simone did mess with him in a way, saying that it was, Jordan's baby and all that stuff. And I feel like, she kind of forgave her for that. Laura kind of forgave her. But it's like, no, it's like... she's just not, I think she just doesn't like Simone, and I'm wondering if we're going to see that anymore, and see, like, if that maybe makes a block between, him and, Simone, if, Laura is in the way of all that, so I'm wondering how that's going to go, but she's just not there for it. I'm curious to see them talk more, Billy and Laura, to Jordan about him getting married, and as we find out, the doctor that we see when Spencer got shot, is she does meetings for people that have addictions. She does addiction meetings, and she acted like a sweet girl when we saw her, but she's just telling it how it is to Olivia, because Olivia ends up going to the meetings with her as like the person that runs the meetings, and she's just telling it how it is, because the second time they go, she's like, oh, you're not talking in the meeting. And, like, it doesn't matter what place you go to. If you go to a fancy place to talk about your addiction or a place like this, I mean, it doesn't help if you don't talk. And then when she goes back again, she almost makes it sound like it wasn't her fault what she did. And she had no control, almost. And then the girl's like... and then the one Nina girl that wants to be a Liv sponsor pretty much says, oh, it's not your fault. And she's like, oh, what's not her fault? It is her fault or whatever. Or, oh, and she was putting Olivia in her place, which, Olivia doesn't need a friend, as we know, because that's what happened to, when she was friends with, I forget the girl's name, but her last sponsor, she got too close to her, and, look where her sponsor is now. So she needs someone that's not a friend, but will tell her, put her in her place, and, she's getting that now. And I'm just excited to see that aspect of, how Olivia can bounce back from her addiction with drinking now. So it's going to be interesting to see that. On top of, as we know, everybody makes it sound like, Jordan's going to be fine. But apparently he was rarely recovering from his first injury, on top of him getting, I think, another concussion. So he didn't even, finish healing from his first injury because he was, lying to everybody and, playing football still. So he was getting more head trauma from all that. But as we hear now is that, all the doctors say it's going to be fine. But then the doctor that, Laura and all them see, in the waiting room. And then you see the big moment between Laura and, Simone fighting back and forth, saying, let the doctor speak. I want to hear, what he has to say. And then that's when she says, oh, I'm his wife. That trumps over, you being his mom. I want to hear what, is going wrong with my husband. And that dude says to Jordan alone that he's not going to be able to play football this year. And that was a sad moment. But, I mean, it is his senior year, and I don't know what's going to happen to Jordan. I'm hoping we're probably going to see Jordan either, Billy's going to almost say, because in a way, this happened to Billy. Billy thought all he had was football. when he got hurt in the NFL, and that ruined his it ruined his marriage with Laura. It ruined, his communication with his kids. And I bet you this is going to be like, dude, football isn't everything. You will still do great things, and we'll see that probably with Jordan, because I don't think Jordan might not be doing football this year. I could see him, I could see Billy saying, it's not the end of the world. There's other things that other than football. And I mean, it's going to be really hard for Jordan because that's all he knows. So it should be interesting to see that dynamic, because Billy looked distraught. Like, he looked so sad when Jordan said he can't play. The doctor said he can't play football this year. And he was just, you could see how Jordan was heartbroken, saying that this is my senior year. I just threw away my life. What am I going to do? And that was just sad. And, and that's pretty much that of this episode, guys. We really see more of Jordan's concussion, which I totally forgot about that plot. We see more with, Spencer, also, he's finally, I feel like, coming to terms and focusing on himself more. And I feel like he's not so stressed out with all the crap that he's, feel like all the baggage he has to carry of everybody else's baggage. He could be there for people, but he can also be there for himself and, take care of himself once in a while and, focus on his dreams, focus on his goals. And I'm excited to see that character development with him, because he essentially is a superhero. He's always a person that, puts himself last. And I'm going to be totally honest, sometimes, I resonate with, Spencer a little bit, not putting himself first. Because sometimes I don't put myself first a lot of the time. Sometimes, I'm so focused on other people and, making sure they're okay. And it's not a bad concept, it's not a bad trait of a personality, but, you have to make sure you're taking care of yourself and you're focused on your dreams and you're worried about you're focused on your health, and make sure because you can be worried about somebody else's life and stuff, but, if you're always focused on that, what can happen to you. So you should always take care of yourself before you, lend a hand to somebody else. You should know you're in a good place before, you really try to get involved in somebody's life and stuff like that and try to help them and all that. So, make sure you just take care of yourself, so, but other than that, I feel like we're seeing a lot of character development, and there's a lot of, big moments of, also, was the doctor lying in a sense? I don't know, because, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he was, but, that would be a big rotation of, oh my God, this doctor lied, because when the other doctor said everything was fine, that kind of concerned me when he said, oh, you can't play football this year. I'm wondering, I don't know. It should be interesting to see more with that, but I'm just excited, guys. And also, with, Coop and Layla, finding out from Coop that, her dad has been, sleeping with, Joel's, that's I feel like, we're getting more into that aspect of, him having the power, and essentially, Layla thinks, you have a power. You are literally, you are their, what do you call it? I forget. Like, you run your own company and all that stuff, and these, and your people you're partnered up with are, you're helping them with music. Like, you can't do that. Like, you can't abuse your power of being, a label, and you like helping somebody with music, and then you're doing that to a young girl. She's like, what if that happened to me? And he's like, oh, that's not the same point or whatever. And I don't know. I mean, I don't really like this new JP. I'm gonna be totally honest. I was still, I was so shocked when I saw that dude. I'm like, that's not JP. What the hell's this? Like, we wouldn't know this. Like, I wonder what happened to the other JP, because I like him more. It's almost like this dude acts so different than the way we knew JP. And I don't know. It kind of brings me out a little bit. I'm like, I don't know how I feel. Like, this JP doesn't, it's different, like, quality. It's different, like, it's like a different spin on JP, and it's messing with me, because I like the older JP, because we saw more caring for Layla and everything, and I don't know, this JP doesn't seem like he cares that much. I'm gonna be totally honest. I don't know. And that was just interesting to see that conversation between her and her dad. And he's like, when am I ever going to find a relationship? Because I'm always in the studio. I'm always, doing, like, tours and stuff like that. And she's like, not with, your clients. That's the word. Clients. Those are JP's clients. And he's abusing his power and, doing these things with, his clients when he shouldn't be. And I'm excited to see more of that dynamic with everything. But, we see more with Coop, and we see more with, I forget her name, Coop, and, Tyrone's sister, Mo. Is that her name? Yeah, with Mo. And to see how I knew it right when Coop says, says, oh, I came to say sorry, finally, the dude comes over and says to Mo, oh, what was that all about? And she's like, oh, she finally let her guard down, meaning, oh, shit. I'm so worried for Coop. I don't know if Mo's going to kill her. I don't know if Mo's trying to set her up for something. Damn it. Coop was right. Why? Damn it. I just, oh my God, because we knew she was right in a sense because we saw the ending of season 2 and we knew something was up. And oh my God, I just don't know what Mo's plan is, but that's what I like. We don't know yet what she's planning, and I kind of like that. But I hope someone finds out that, you shouldn't have Coop, you were right, and I hope we see a moment where Coop's like, shit, I shouldn't have let my guard down. I was right about this girl. So it's going to be interesting to see more about that, and I'm just excited, guys. I'm just happy that things are moving along. We're learning more about everything. And I was talking to my sister, because she was watching it with me, and we were talking about if Laura and Billy will get married again, because they did get a divorce. So I'm wondering, will they get married again? Because I don't know, because we've seen a lot of the chemistry of them rebuilding things, and I'm thinking maybe by the end of the season we might see them get remarried, or maybe they're waiting for that for season 4. I don't know, but I'm hoping we see that again, because I don't know. I just don't want them to be divorced. I feel like they're making big headway to back to things. I really want them to be together again. I want there to be a happy ending with them, because I feel like there's so much there that they I feel like we'll get to that moment probably. But all I know, guys, is I'm excited to hear what you guys thought down in the comments below about this episode. I thought it was a great episode. I can't wait to see where this rest of the season is going to go. But if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, put on those notifications, like this video, join this family here on YouTube, guys. I started this channel to spread nothing but love, positivity, and motivation, and I'm achieving my dreams. I started this channel also to spread, again, love and positivity and motivation to want you guys to achieve your dreams. You were put here on earth for a reason. You only live life once, and, don't get sucked into the system where, where people say you can't achieve greatness and you can't achieve what your dream is, whether it be YouTube, whether it be acting, whether it be modeling, whether it be a NASCAR driver, anything. Don't let anybody stand in your way. Go achieve your dreams. I'm achieving my dreams right now, guys. We're literally at 259 subscribers. Literally, we're almost at 300, guys. So again, hit that subscription bell because I would love to have you guys a part of this family. And I would just love for you guys to, share my videos. Tell your friends that, about this channel, about, spread, about, all we do is spread love, positivity, and motivation here. And yeah, just go achieve your dreams, guys. Don't let anybody stand in your way. But without further ado, I'm going to end this video here. I hope everybody has a great day, a safe day. I'll see you guys next Monday. Peace.